Now, FCC Chairman Ajit Pai has begun rolling back net neutrality rules. Now, commissioners at the agency had voted 2-1 to end the rules enacted in 2015 that sought to keep the internet free and open, basically as it's always been and as it's always supposed to be. The internet was always meant to be free and open. It was always meant to be a place where everybody's, websites and stuff, whether you be a conservative or a business person or whatever, or liberal, all of this is supposed to be treated equally on the web when it comes to speed and access. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there, or a lot of big companies out there, that do not believe that everything should be treated equally. Pai, Trump's pick to head the FCC, is one of those people. Now, he said the rules demanding an open internet had harmed jobs and discouraged investment. I find that very curious, as the internet, I don't know if you know this, but the internet is kind of a big thing. I mean, for example, you've got digital media that is crushing television. Television is dying. And actually, that goes to the heart of the issue. Because who was against the net neutrality rules in the internet? Television companies, telecoms, as well as ISPs. Now, and they're often the same kind of companies, by the way. Those ISPs and the telecommunications companies. Now, look, you have businesses that are booming online, small businesses, thanks to the ability for them to be able to get out their message, to get set up online, and then compete with some of the larger ones. You couldn't do that back in the older days. That's one of the advantages of the internet, is that you can get this business out there, and you can get customers all around the nation and around the world. Now, if you take away net neutrality rules, these ISPs can start charging a ransom for higher speeds by basically throttling businesses with lower speeds or blocking them completely. Unless, of course, you pay that money, that extra money. Hey, we're going to slow you down unless you give us some money. Pay a little bit extra for this faster lane. If you can't, sorry. That effectively shuts you down by making your opponent's website slower. It's not de facto eliminating these sites and getting them, scouring them off the internet, but you're effectively destroying them by convenience. You've got the faster site, more people are going to go there. You have the slower site, well, people are going to give up and they're going to go to the faster site. And that is the big problem here. Okay? And that's why ahead of the vote, so many Americans and technology firms filed objections to the FCC proposal to roll back these net neutrality rules. Now, Pai, however, is a former lobbyist for the industry. He worked for Verizon. So, of course, he backs Verizon and the other ISPs. And he's always been against net neutrality rules. Now, in a statement, the FCC said it expected its proposed changes to, quote, substantially benefit consumers in the marketplace. It added that before the rules were changed, they helped preserve a flourishing free and open internet for almost 20 years. No, see, the rules were set up to continue that, to preserve that, by ensuring that nobody can come in and start creating fast lanes and slow lanes. The whole point and the whole way that it was set up is to ensure content is treated equally across all these, despite your ability to pay. Okay, this platform is supposed to be equal. It's supposed to treat everybody the same, regardless of your ability to pay for faster speeds and not to throttle you. Now, once those equal access rules go, well, the ISPs, again, can start to block and throttle your data while letting other packets travel on fast lanes. Because these firms, these larger companies, can afford to pay a little bit more to reach their customers quicker. That is an unfair advantage and will actually do the opposite of what they're saying it will do. It will stifle jobs and stifle innovation. But the reason that they're pushing so hard for it is that it will help ISPs. It's a big, big payday. And of course, like everything, it always comes down to the money. They're going to make more money if they have the ability to do this. If that is not classified as a common carrier and that is not regulated by the FCC. So, and that's why they poured millions and millions of dollars into fighting against net neutrality rules. Now, this is bad. They voted 2-1 against these rules in order to overturn them. However, this is not the end, okay? The fight is not over yet. There's actually still a way that we could shut this down, but it's only if we get massively involved. Now, the FCC, while saying that, okay, they passed this rule saying, okay, now we can see whether or not we can dismantle these rules. They voted, yes, we can take away these rules. But they're actually inviting public comment on whether or not they should dismantle those rules. And that, of course, vote takes place in mid-August. So we have until mid-August to be able to publicly comment on whether or not we want the FCC to be able to dismantle these rules or not. So if you believe in a free and fair internet that isn't controlled by the big ISPs looking for profit, well, then let your voice be heard. Because right now, the fight for the internet still continues. We have a chance for a free and fair internet. So let's go in, let's make our voices heard, and let them know, give them an emphatic no when it comes to dismantling the internet as we know it. The fate of the internet and free information is in your hands. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.